Hello everybody, welcome back. If you haven't been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. Today's book is a short one. I found it on the quick reads section of BorrowBox, and this was a quick read of 2012. And when it says quick read, it's not lying. It's 144 pages, and before I knew it, I was 100 pages in, and it was just like, I've only got 40 pages left. I just need to keep finishing it. I just need to keep reading and finish it, because I was just hooked completely. Yeah, so I'll just get that blurb in. The Little One by Lynda La Plante. I feel like I have read a book by Lynda La Plante before, I just don't know what book it was off the top of my head. The tagline on it is, "Are you scared of the dark?" So, yeah, blurb time. Barbara needs a story. A struggling journalist, she tricks her way into the home of a former soap star, Margaret Reynolds. Desperate for scoop on the actress and her return to stardom, she finds instead a terrified woman living alone in a creepy manor house. A piano plays in the night, footsteps run overhead, doors slam in dark corners. The nights are full of strange noises. Barbara thinks there may be a child living upstairs, unseen. Who looks after her, and why is she kept out of sight? Little by little, actress Margaret's haunting story of broken promises is revealed, and Barbara is left with a chilling discovery. BorrowBox put this in crime and thriller, but that's not really accurate. It's more of a haunting ghost story. As the blurb says, Barbara is a journalist. She's in the process of trying to write a "Where Are They Now?" style article for a soap. But then she accidentally comes across the fact that her current flatmate played the butler in an old television series called Harwood House. She accidentally comes across an invite to a reunion of the cast to celebrate the star Margaret's birthday. And yeah, so Barbara uses this information. She manages to convince her roommate to take her along to the party as a bit of a ruse, and that is where everything goes weird. So I'd say that her finding this invitation starts off everything that happens next. Though I must admit, like, it is one of those things where it's just like, if it wasn't Barbara, would it have been someone else? Just put that idea into your head. I'll admit, Barbara's not exactly the most likeable person, and I think it's based on the fact that she's a journalist and she is using this night to get a story. And at the party, Margaret says, like, "I'm not coming back," because they're trying to like organise like this reunion of the show, and they know that the only way that they can actually get this come back to happen is if Margaret is on board. And Margaret basically says to the party, I'm done. I'm not coming back. Thank you for the party. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me, but I am not going to come back to the show. That chapter of my life is over. It's while at the party that Barbara meets Margaret and says a bit of a white lie to her when she's asked like what she does, and she just says, "I'm a writer." She just says, "I'm a writer." She doesn't admit that she's a journalist, and her roommate is not happy because he is convinced that there's kind of some untoward behaviour happening, and he doesn't trust Barbara as far as he can throw her. So yeah, she's not the most likeable person. But while at this party, which is held at Margaret's house, Barbara decides to do some snooping. So admittedly, at first she says she will need to the bathroom. She finds that the door's closed downstairs, and so she decides to go upstairs and have a little look around. She's aware of some like weird noises, and there's a locked room, and then when she's at the very top of the stairs, a little bunny toy, you know, one of those like motorised ones that kind of like hop hop hop, and it's like talks as well. She finds one of those at the top of the stairs, and then suddenly she feels the small of her back being pushed, and she falls down the stairs. She feels like she's been pushed down the stairs by some kind of invisible force, and she lands at the bottom, and she hurts her ankle, she bumps her head, and when she wakes up, Margaret is there going, "Stay over, you know, I don't want you leaving the house like this." And her flatmate is just like, "No, why don't you just come with us?" And admittedly, Barbara kind of fakes the injury a little bit more than it actually hurts, so she's just like, "Oh, I can't like put any rest on it." And Margaret just goes straight into, "No, you're staying here. You're staying here overnight. Well, look, I'll look after you. You can be on the sofa downstairs. I'll bring like blankets and stuff. I'll keep you warm. Plus upstairs gets cold, so you're better off staying downstairs. And then tomorrow we can organise for you to go home." And so, yeah, the roommate leaves. Barbara's left at Margaret's house overnight, and that is where Barbara starts hearing the weird noises. She's woken up in the middle of the night by the sound of a piano. She hears like people walking around upstairs, and she's convinced there's somebody up there, but she doesn't know who. And she knows that it's more than just Margaret. Though when she gets up the next day, she was like, "Oh, I thought I heard you playing the piano last night." And she was just, and then Margaret goes, "No, I wasn't playing the piano." And then there's like a heavy snowstorm which keeps Barbara there another night, and it's just finding out the mystery of like what all these noises are. And it comes a point when, because she can hear Margaret almost talking to herself, she's just like, there's somebody else up there. And, you know, having known like her personal history in regards to like her husband passing away, issues with when her sister became ill and passed away, and when her daughter died as well, that's Margaret's niece, and you're just thinking, maybe somebody didn't die. Barbara goes into thinking, oh, maybe our husband actually survived, or maybe it's her sister or her niece. I think that one of these people who everybody thinks has passed away is actually still living upstairs. But yeah, so it feels like very ghost story-like, and I like a good ghost story. I really do like a good haunted house ghost story. You can't beat it. It's just the classic. Yeah, so you've got all these little things going through. You see Barbara almost becoming friends with Margaret and getting that backstory. And she's put in like this conflicting place of like, I want to write this article, but at the same time, I don't really want to break Margaret's trust. So there's a lot packed into these like 140 pages. It read so easily. It's very short chapters. Everything in there is just like you're constantly wanting to know what's happening next. And when you start to find out about Margaret's backstory and what is going on in the house, and like the little like haunting things that Barbara witnesses, and you're just like, it was just such a good ghost story. And how it ended, I'll admit, I did not see coming. I did not see it coming. I thought it was going to go a completely different way. But yeah, this was a great little short story. The Little One by Lynda La Plante. All kind of gearing towards the idea that it's possibly Margaret's niece that is upstairs. Yeah, but as I said, it's well known in the public, in the press, of the reason why Margaret retired from acting. And it was a series of unfortunate deaths that happened. And yeah, it basically, the way it ends tells you what actually happened to Margaret when she retired from acting, and what actually happened in those events that led to her retiring, and what's going on in this very, very creepy house. Yeah, the little plant, the little one. So much stuff happens. There's so much packed in to such a short story. But I absolutely loved it. I need to read more Lynda La Plante books, because it's fantastic and terrifying and spooky. And yeah, tagline on the front is, "Are you scared of the dark?" And then underneath, just before the blurb, it says, "This spooky tale will make you want to sleep with the light on." Didn't go quite that far for me, but yeah, I just thought it was a great one, and it was an exclusive short story for World Book Day for 2012, I believe. One more time, that front cover. Creepy, innit? So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video. Stay safe, everybody. Love you. Bye.